Cognitive functions are the technical terms of the modes of processing information and making decisions based on your Myers-Briggs type. Each type has 4 out of a possible 8 cognitive functions, which they use in a specific order. Identifying which functions you use and in what order is the most accurate way to type yourself or anyone else. Understanding cognitive functions is imperative to understanding type altogether. The 4-letter dichotomies cannot possibly explain the complexity of our personalities. We are all thinkers, feelers, sensors, and intuitives in various situations. The cognitive functions allows us to understand when we use each function and how it impacts our decision-making process. In this video, I'm going to compare the cognitive functions of INFJ versus INFP. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamiso Miranda, and this channel is all things INFJ, personal growth and lifestyle design. Stay tuned for some tips, tricks, hacks and tools on overcoming adversity to fulfill your potential and become the best you. And if you'd like to learn how you could use life's adversities to your advantage, do consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon next to it. Let's dive in. So our dominant cognitive function is our most robust cognitive function and is actually the one that drives all the others. INFP's dominant cognitive function is introverted feeling. This is a judging function that allows INFPs to become profoundly in tune with their ability to decide how they respond to events. They will then make decisions based on how those events impact who they are and their personal values. Oftentimes, actually, INFPs feel like they are outsiders due to the intensity of their feelings. As time moves on and they mature and grow, developing to realize that these emotions that they feel so intensely are actually universal. But when you compare INFPs to all the other MBTI personality types, they have a very superior awareness of their feelings in comparison. The dominant cognitive functions for INFJs is introverted intuition, and this impacts how they perceive the world around them. Perceivers tend to see patterns forming in their minds, which become more detailed as they grow, develop and mature. And just as INFP begin to understand other people are impacted by emotions, INFJs come to realize that everyone actually has this similar ability to form patterns in their minds. So right off the bat, it is clear, or I hope it's clear, that there are 2 significant differences in the way that INFJ and INFP see the world. INFPs lead with a feeling decision-making method, and INFJs lead with a intuitive learning method. And decisions generally are tougher for INFPs. They tend to be a lot more indecisive, and for an INFP to learn their dominant cognitive function, that would involve them having to make that decision, and that would just seem so kind of left field to an INFP. So before we move on to the next cognitive function differences of INFJ versus INFP, I'd like to hear from you. What are your thoughts so far? Do you have any thoughts or experiences with these functions? Share your ideas down below in the comments. I would love to speak with you. So it's important to note that the feeling decision-making process is the most sluggish out of the other 4 ways in which you are able to make decisions. So those with introverted feeling as their main function, they tend to record their feelings instinctively and will oftentimes make decisions and then decide if it feels right. And for INFPs, this will take a long time to make decisions initially, but as time progresses, each critical decision is internally recorded and the decision-making process becomes more efficient over time. Also, INFJs do struggle with their decision-making process, but it's not for the same reasons as an INFP struggles. INFJs use extroverted feeling, right? Which is a lot faster than introverted feeling. And because it's their auxiliary function, they don't tend to lead with it. When it comes to making decisions, INFJs will generally draw on the auxiliary function, extroverted feeling, more than their dominant function of introverted intuition, to avoid the indecisiveness that will come with that. So even though both INFJ and INFP do struggle with their decision-making process, it's totally not for the same reasons, it's for very different reasons. And because every decision an INFP makes reflects on their value system, they really struggle when they have to make a decision on the fly. If they have to make an instant decision, when they have to make a random decision without adequate time for them to really ponder, digest and feel and all that kind of stuff. Whilst on the other hand, INFJ don't really care about making small choices. They struggle more with the big decisions. And that's because both the introverted feeling and the introverted intuition, they are both internal processes, and it can be very difficult to distinguish between the two, but nonetheless, they are totally different processes. Okay, in a nutshell, it's like the difference between INFJ and INFP is like one person has a light bulb moment, like the lights just get turned on, compared the other person has a more deep-rooted feeling or gut instinct that they have made the right decision. I hope that this video will help you to distinguish which you are, INFP versus INFJ, and if you don't know what your personality type is, I have a free download in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. It's the MBTI personality type indicator. Now go and watch this playlist for more on all things INFJ, and I'll see you in my next one as we continue our journey towards a more wholesome, healthier and more meaningful lifestyle.